Hello there, everybody. I am doing another pour today, and I'm doing a voice over. I usually have some tunes playing in the background, or sometimes there's a movie playing on my TV in the background. So I cut the sound out because I have had a couple of times where YouTube caught a bit of music that was playing in the background that I didn't even realize was there. So I'm very careful about that. I try to make sure there's no sound playing because I just don't need any hassle with that. I don't know where you guys that do some videos, if you get music from, love to know how you attach music. But nonetheless, I will just sort of do voicing over, and I'll speed through the video and cut out the sections I think that you really wouldn't want to sit through. So onwards and upwards. Hope you enjoy this. I am going to stop talking now and just let you watch. Pouring lots of different colors down. Some of them are custom color mixes, but quickly that was a custom mixed orange. It's very bright. There's a copper, there's gold, and I think I poured some rose gold in there. There's black, and there's a custom mixed up brown. I think that was all I poured in there. And of course the white. I don't recall which white base coat I used. I think it was just your average Liquitex. No, not Liquitex. Artist Loft mixed with probably some Liquitex and Floetrol, and that's about it. Okay, I'll just let you watch. And the painting goes all over the place, as it usually does when I do these. And then I paint on it at the end. It's a beautiful pour in the end, but again, I always need to paint on them. Sometimes I want to create one just for the sake of creating the pour, and I don't know. I just always see areas I want to enhance or make even just a little brighter. So yeah, okay, I've said enough, and I'll just let you watch and see what I do. Take care, all. I'll chime in a little bit later. So just finishing the last section of this swipe. When I was doing it, I started thinking what I what I want to do with the painting in the end. I always start thinking that when I start working on it, sort of looking at what I'm seeing coming up. So I started thinking, well, I love doing cityscapes, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do a cityscape with this one. Um, See, for me, doing this swipe and leaving it at this point is just, for me personally, it's not fulfilling enough. Like, I just don't feel I've done much. And I want to, have lots of creation time and playing around with my paintings. So sometimes uh, when I'm done, the swiping or just the pour, it's so pretty, but for lack of better words, I'm bored. I need to keep going and push it a little further. And um, my purpose of painting is to paint and to have time creating. And if my time is limited to, the very short period of time that it takes to pour the paint or swipe it or stretch it or tilt it and then let it sit and dry, uh, I don't feel that satisfied feeling from doing a painting yet. So it's strange to kind of explain it that way, but I need to feel like I've created something a little more to it. I've pushed it a little further, and I know that paintings are beautiful when they're first poured and swiped and this and that. But for me, I just want to feel like I've done something further to it and made it a little more unique for me. Um, no disrespect to anybody else that pours or swipes or, anything. All paintings are beautiful and all artwork is beautiful. And I know that people are happy at that point and completely content. I'm just not. I need to fiddle and mess around a little more and see what kind of cool effects and things I can get. So that's what I do. And that's why I post the videos, because it's just something a little different. Um, so I just kind of keep going and see where I can go. And I like making paintings that I can paint on a little later. So for me, I've always kind of looked at the acrylic pouring and, the swipes and tilting and all that as kind of my base. Once it's dry, as a background for another painting. And I always say that. But uh, I just need to explain that that's what I do in case there's new people watching. So um, that's why I just keep going. And sometimes I completely mess it up and start over. So that being said, I'll just let you keep watching now and go from here and see what I do. I don't even recall where I went from here, so now I'm watching. Alright, so here I've taken out my water bottle and I'm spraying the dark area that I did the center swipe from, and I'm starting to do some dripping. This is one of my very favorite techniques. Um, it gives a really cool effect to paint that's already liquid. Um, yeah, it's just one of my favorite things. So that's all I'm doing here is I'm spraying and I'm starting to figure out what I'm seeing in the painting and what I think I would like to do. I mean, already even at this point, I'm not sure that I'll keep it or whether I'll start over. So I just keep pushing along and uh, seeing the design and the colors that are coming up. Again, I always emphasize I don't use silicone in any of my paints, and so as far as cells and things, they come up when they come up. They're just a natural thing, and I'm not painting for the purpose of getting the cells. Sometimes I do because I really want a lot of lacing, um, but that's not what I pour or swipe for. It's not to make the cells come up. It's uh, just for the design basically alone and to cover the canvas with color. Um, I do love cells and lacing more so. Um, so here I go again. I'm starting to add in some more colors. So I'll just let you watch again. It's just no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just looking for pattern and composition and colors that pop up that I'm kind of digging. So I'll just let you sit and watch from there. So I've created myself here a bit of a composition that I'm happy with. So that's why I've taken my gloves off and I'm just fiddling around a little bit more with it. I know that the top section is messy looking and basically so is the bottom. But again, just to clarify, I'm looking for something I know that I can paint on further later on once it's dry. So um, I'm just torching a little bit, the final to pop out those bubbles and finish up. And coming up here is how I start working on it a little bit more. I took a little bit of video, and there you can see, you can see really good there what it looks like while it's drying, or that the stage that I'm letting it dry at. The colors are stunning. I was really happy with the stretching towards the top there and how that looks. So I wanted to retain that, so I didn't mess around any further, and I know I'll paint further on it. So that's where I leave it to dry. And coming up shortly, you'll start to see. I didn't record a whole lot of the painting on the dried pour, but you definitely will get the idea of what I did. Of course, when this dried, it doesn't look the way it looks now. It's a much more matte, looking painting. It's not got all that shiny, beautiful, fresh paint color to it because it's wet. So once I varnish it with the painting that I ended up with, it's going to look stunning. And those colors right there, all that will be bright as new again with the varnish that I add in, that I put on. So not to worry, that will be retained, and it'll come out in the final piece when it's varnished. So here's coming up shortly the embellishments that I start doing. So here I've painted the top. I've roughed in more of the black top to take away the grainy, messy look that was up there. The bottom, you can see there off on the right before I cover it up, it's all crackle paste. And what I'm covering that up with here in this portion of the video is Modern Masters metallic, that brown one. Absolutely stunning color to put over top of crackle paste. This piece now is finished. I added a lot of iridescent blues and purples to the bottom to make it stand out, and this is what I decided to do with it. When this is varnished now, these colors will pop like crazy. It'll just be stunning. But that crackle paste, I recommend using it, and place it in parts of your paintings that you would just want a little something different. It looks, because it's a brown metallic, it's got a very leathery kind of look to it. It reminds me of forest fire, or whatever you interpret it as your own. But that is it. We're all done here, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for stopping by and watching. Take care, everybody.